Lost Cause was, at times, just a rejuvenated version of Sincerely Tory, here and there. To me, no other song, in my opinion, reprises the feelings of listening to Sincerely Tory as strong, as well as professionally kind of like tuned up as Dry Your Eyes. To me, once again, he's getting experimental here, but he does it in a way where it sounds so, I don't want to say professional, I want to use a better term, but like it just sounds clear and crisp. I like the fact that there's times where he'll use other world kind of like influences in his music. Here, I'm getting a lot of Far East kind of feels, you know what I mean? Take it for what it is. But like, I feel like, personally, hand in hand, I feel like his music goes pretty well with anime. I'm gonna leave it at that. But just like with like the art depiction of anime, and just like when you see really great sketches or like a certain sequences, I feel like his music really does that justice, as a soundtrack. Um, but that's personally how I feel when I listen to Dry Your Eyes, and that's really without even taking it into consideration the context of this whole joint. Um, I'm gonna be real with you. The song is, I think it's just amazing the way it is. It's perfect. The way Tori ended it was amazing. However, I just felt like, once again, I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, even if it's perfect, you still can't help but wish the song was just longer. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that the song isn't perfect the way it is. I think it's great how it is. But personally, I feel like if I had it just maybe another half a minute and a half, which I know may sound kind of rude and disrespectful in a form of fashion, just a bit longer. However, I'm not trying to be ignorant too when I'm saying this, but if I felt like this song was maybe 3.5 minutes longer, I think this probably would be in my top 10 for sure, and that probably would never change. It's just the person of the cadence, how he carried himself right here. To me, this is the epitome of Tory Lanez, the singer, in general. Uh, Very crisp, with the voice, very sounding, obviously a lot with the east side, and he's from the north, from Toronto, but like you could definitely feel like he's got that, that Bronx, Brooklyn type of swagger in his accent, what I mean, when he's like, real nigga, yeah, I come from this real shit, the way he said that, way he's saying that, it hits. And of course, the dry your eyes, oh, dry your eyes. You know how he does that line, you know what I mean? It's just, he does it, and it's just flawless, man. I think that's the thing that's most missed from his music. And one of my biggest criticism, I think, when it comes to how he sings now, is that he's way too raw. It's cool to show your vocals, man, but then there's times where you gotta really sound professional and really not just go and do all these crazy takes and think that, oh, they're just gonna eat it up anyways. To me, that's just, blasphemy. It's bullshit. If you can tune yourself and fit in a form where you got things tuned out right, it's gonna really hit, and that's what he did here. So, but like, once again, that falls into my idea of what I think his elemental style of singing is, and that's just pure water, man. He's letting those melodies just rain on you, man, and I think that's so dope. But yeah, that's just really how I think. That's just what I think, man. I think the dude got the vocals to really where he could serenade something and just make you think some type of way. And especially when the instrumental is going for some type of emotion, he's got that. You know what I mean? So there's definitely other songs and other emotions he feels, man, when he does his thing. Uh, but I just think personally that what he did here on Dry Your Eyes is just another example or form of execution where he just straight up just destroyed his end, man. Well, not destroyed, but like he just executed where he needed to execute at, y'all. And I think that's what's dope. Hold on, I'm trying to charge my phone real quick. There we go. So I think on that end, yeah, uh, everything from beginning to end, it's really a sound song that was perfectly executed from beginning to end. Um, but I still desire for more on this joint, just for in terms of length. Could he fill up the context? Absolutely. I think if he was to, break things down a little bit more, um, kind of like, I don't want to really have, him put all his family business out there. Like, it's not me really to pick on things like, oh, I want to hear this about this and that and that. But surely, I'm pretty sure if he felt like he had more stories to tell and he felt like there was a way to really tell it without being too invasive on his end, at the same time, kind of keep things on a low, I think, yeah, it could have been more properly executed. However, I don't think that you should recycle the same things that you've been saying before over and over again, which is why, like I said, New Toronto 3 kind of falls, kind of, pretty bland on me. Because it's like, I've kind of heard a lot of this shit that you said already. It's like, no need to recycle, certain, dilemmas over again just to do it on a new type of brand of music that really honestly doesn't even hit me as well. I don't care what not even new generation, I don't care what these people may be asking for. I know for a fact they don't make 100% of population of people who listen to music, and if anything, they're just a simple fraction or number that I honestly, even if you want to say that the majority of that, guarantee most of them will grow tired of this basic type of crap of music because it speaks for itself. But that's besides the point. Major rants aside, I just think this joint really delivers where it does. It just, everything, it's perfect. Like I said, the only issue I got, which honestly you could say is just nitpicking, man, I would have no arguments against that. It's just, I do wish the song was longer, you know what I mean? But I think it's perfect the way it is as well, so that's why it's in the top Trenta. I cannot for the life of me exclude this from this. It's just one of his best singing takes in general, and I think once again it reprises the idea of how he really takes smooth and silky and he just delivers on his point without feeling too what's what I'm looking for, extra, like having to put way too much effort trying to do no, like none of that. It's just plain simple rolling with the tempo, going into feeling the groove and just kind of rolling with the waves, you know what I mean, instead of trying to splash around forcefully and try to pull something out that just doesn't sound natural, sounds synthetic, like how he did on that fucking verses, like I told y'all about. Y'all don't look right together. The verses were trash. However, what he did on the hook, was pretty smooth. Like, he rolled with the tempo on a song where you just need to just kind of like relax a bit. He was kind of starting to get back into his old-fashioned form. That's all it is, really. You can't argue against that. You might say, oh, he sounds great, he sounds dope. But then again, I think you'll just eat anything that this dude drops. I don't think you really know what it means to actually tune yourself down, kind of shape yourself, because it's like you're taking the sword for what it is, but it's like, that's why like katanas are like one of the most prized swords in the world. Why? Because they don't just get sharpened one or twice and be like, oh, that's it, now it's sharp, you can cut anything. That's what these folks are eating up. The katana gets resharpened like I think 10 times, whatever. It goes through a process 10 times to where it's really strong, durable, and well made, like some primitive finish, you know what I mean? That's where, like, I think that's where Tory's got to focus on his singing, not only his attitude but his persona, man, just the way he carries himself. You definitely got to refine yourself over and over again and make that really, just flawless to the point where no one's gonna come in and talk shit on that. And I felt like he never like had that issue before until all of a sudden he just kind of like dumbed things down and just stopped putting as much effort into making his music. For God knows why. I mean, I think maybe it could be partially lack of confidence mixed in with financial drive, as well as, trying to keep your bloat afloat while you're first being independent. I mean, you could see a few reasons here and there why he would logically think about doing that. However, when it comes to creating art, it's like you really have to throw basically almost all logic out the fucking window. It's all about feels. It's not about thinking with your mind, it's about thinking with your fucking heart, and kind of roll with that. And otherwise, if you really marketing yourself with trends, no one's gonna feel that bullshit, like that Watch for Your Soul track. You talking about you making a song for your dead friend. I don't feel that shit. I don't fucking feel that at all. I feel this though. I feel what he's talking about his sister, about his mom right here, because it just feels like it's, it was just like him naturally pouring his, his heart and soul into it. I don't feel that on there, you know what I mean? So that's just what I think personally. Y'all may think otherwise. It's cool. However, while different opinions happen, I don't think we need to necessarily go at it with each other. But if that's how y'all want to play it, I can definitely play that game too. It's not even a fucking big deal. But regardless, I ain't even about that. I'm just all about promoting dope, good music, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at. But yeah, that's it for me. Dry Eyes is number 22. I'll see y'all the next day or within the next 24 hours when I drop number 21. All right, deuces.